Before I jump into this video, I do want to apologize for
Mm.
the lack of content here on the channel, and I will try to
He didn't hit me
make
with the
a
throwing
lot
knife. The
more
throwing knife
content
hit the
for you
wall and
guys, and
exploded.
you know, try to build the base a little bit more because this is something that I would like to try to do.
I
Test the
didn't expect
water,
the
see how
throwing
it
knife to do so
goes.
much
But
damage, or else I would have ran away
I
when
do
I
want
saw
to
him throw it.
apologize for not uploading for a large amount of time.
I haven't really
And
been hit with the throwing knife like that,
without further ado,
or
let's get into the
explosive
video.
damage.
So, since the beginning of this season, Bungie has done some work to Trials of Osiris, trying to make it a lot more casual, friendly for players to play. And in many ways, they did succeed at this, but in far more ways, it really hasn't much changed from the way that it used to be to where it still is. In my opinion, matchmaking is still a big issue. Being paired with a team of people who have been flawless numerous occasions compared to your squad possibly not being flawless at all, and then, same vice versa. Having your rounds sometimes be too easy, and then having your rounds be impossibly difficult. A lot of things I'm sure go into trying to balance out the game or have this type of game mode be a lot more, I guess, balanced would be, a better word for it, would be having to try to be somewhat balanced is, I would guess, be difficult. But I would have to try to wonder, does Bungie even think that Trials needs to be worked on any further? I have played um I'd say the equivalent of 8 cards in total, meaning 7 rounds. So if you do the math, 7 times 8, it's quite a few amount of rounds. I've only been flawless this season twice. So meaning out of those 8 cards, I've only been flawless 2 of them. Now, these matches that I'm showing you here are some matches of me playing through with the freelance game mode that is available for this week. And this is me prior to actually trying to play regular trials with a group in which we did not succeed in for reasons I will get to explaining here. Now, when it comes to PvP and Destiny, there's a multitude of things that can be your downfall or be your uprising. Class, I feel like, also plays a big part in it, whether you play a Hunter, Warlock, or Titan. I mean Warlock, and that's what I'll mainly play as on a day in day out basis, and that's really all you'll possibly see me play as. So when it comes to the Warlock, as a lot of you may know, Warlock did get a rework to their their arc bottom tree, Landfall, and Landfall has got an update to where it does more damage, and it also adds, I call them arc seekers, I don't know the actual name for them, that spread out on the ground towards targets. It doesn't track, it just runs in a straight path. Now, this is a great addition to add to it. I agree that having Landfall be reworked was amazing. I just think it still needs a little bit of work. I've played a trials match where I've Landfall above someone and Landfall didn't kill them, causing me to be killed mid-air before I can even have a chance to roam around with my super, which is also another issue I have, another gripe I have, being able to be taken out of your super almost immediately as you pop it. Now, I do understand if you're just sitting in midair, you should be killable, right? But I do feel like there is an extent to how much damage you should be able to take, or I feel like we need some type of overshield or some type of health boost upon doing your ultimate. I don't think it should be left to an exotic for you to get a health boost for doing your ultimate. Because for most roaming supers, or for most supers in general, you're going to be left exposed. And if you're not playing with a team that you know is going to be able to have your back, then you're kind of screwed. So it begs the question of, well, how are you supposed to pop your ultimate? When are you supposed to pop your ultimate? There are certain indicators when you're supposed to. Roaming supers, you can usually pop the super before you see the enemy. Now, the only problem with that being is you give the enemy plenty of time to run away from you. So it's a in between battle of trying to figure out super placement. And it's the same way with a lot of supers. Moving on, weapon choices I think is also another thing. Now, what weapons, fucking maps. There are a lot of weapons that run the meta currently, and fusion rifle as a whole is one of the archetypes for weaponry that run it currently. Vex Mythic class with its recent buff, and since it's the fusion rifle, I got another buff, and then on top of that, particle accelerator, which is ridiculous. Vex Mythic class is kind of hard to beat if you're not either using that weapon or one that can take it out quicker. You're not beating it. You're not using an auto rifle to beat it. If you try to get too close and you're caught, you might get, shredded. So depending on what type of shotgun, you might not be able to beat it either. I feel like if I can't use the weapons that I want to use to, be successful in the game, then the game isn't really working out for me. So if I have to use a fusion rifle, if I have to use a shotgun for me to be able to go flawless, if I have to use a hand cannon, if I can't use a specific weapon of that type that I want to use to be able to go flawless, I think that's pretty crappy. Now, I do acknowledge that you can't fix everything. You can't save everything. Broken combinations tend to pop up every here and there, and you can't really change that. I understand that completely. I just feel like these issues have been going on for a little bit too long for them not to have some type of fix. Now, I am not a bad player, or at least I would hope I'm not a bad player. Judging from the gameplay, pretty sure nobody can tell if I'm good or not. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see that can probably infer that I'm not that good. I actually am pretty decent at the game. If you check up stats or whatever, I have pretty decent stats and average pretty well. But when it comes to playing trials, it's completely different. No, I'm not sure as to why, but playing trials, matchmaking really would really can be better. It can be a lot better. Like, trials matchmaking sucks. Always has, and I'm not sure what Bungie is trying to do to fix it, but it has to be. It has to have something done. We get to 6-0, we need one more win, and we get put against these flawless people who aren't even on their last win before they go flawless. I feel like we should be paired with people that's on the same amount of wins as us. Or I feel like we should have people that play similar to our gaming style, or has the similar ratio to us, or similar wins, or something that keeps us from matching with people who are just massively outranking us when it comes to the Trials of Osiris gameplay, because this is a ranked gameplay, and supposedly this is supposed to be something that now casual players can run in and see themselves going flawless and obtain flawless loot or obtain regular loot, trials loot, just be able to go in and have an overall good time. But I haven't had a good time since week 2 of the new update for Trials of Osiris. I really haven't had any fun in Trials of Osiris since then. But to end it off, just let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys another time.